For decades, the Western playbook for Iran was a game of containment. Stop the enrichment, freeze the assets, wait it out. But in 2025, that playbook was thrown into the fire. The mission has evolved from stopping a nuclear program to dethroning a leadership. For Washington, it is a strategic necessity to install a pro-Western administration. But for the titans of the East, Moscow and Beijing, Iran isn't just a partner. It is their red line. A pro-Western Tehran is an existential threat to their energy leverage, their trade security, and their very borders. To understand why the world is on edge, you have to look at the patterns of the past. History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. 1953, the West removed Prime Minister Mossadegh to protect oil interests. 1954, Operation PB Success was launched in Guatemala to protect the United Fruit Company. 1973, Chile's President Allende was overthrown to secure American copper mines. There is a cold logic to intervention. As the saying goes, if America goes to war for a banana, they will absolutely go to war for a nuclear bomb. Today, Vladimir Putin's economic survival depends on energy. While his leverage in Europe has waned, he holds a secret weapon: Iran's 34 trillion cubic meters of gas, the second largest reserves on Earth. If a pro-Western Iran hands that tap to Brussels, Russia's multi-billion-dollar leverage vanishes overnight. But the threat isn't just economic, it's physical. Iran is Russia's strategic shield. It is the buffer preventing NATO from reaching the Caspian Sea and Russia's soft underbelly. And there's the cost of war. Iran provides the mass attrition drones that sustain the Ukraine front. If Iran falls, Russia's cost of war skyrockets, and their military economy is left vulnerable. For China, the stakes are even higher. They face what experts call the Malacca Strait dilemma. 80% of China's oil imports pass through this single, narrow maritime strip. In a conflict, the US Navy could blockade this waterway, instantly strangling the Chinese economy. This is why Beijing has invested $1.3 trillion into the Belt and Road Initiative. Iran is the geographic heart of this project, the indispensable land bridge that bypasses the US blockade. If Iran falls, the land bridge collapses, and China is forced back to the vulnerable sea. Beijing is also playing a financial long game. 90% of Iranian oil is now paid for in yuan. This petroleum ecosystem is Beijing's play to internationalize their currency and build a world protected from US sanctions. A pro-West Iran returns to the petrodollar, and Beijing's financial shield shatters. We are climbing the escalation ladder. If the central command in Tehran falls, the regional fallout will be catastrophic. Hezbollah in Lebanon, severed. The Houthis in Yemen, severed. Shia militias in Iraq, severed. This vacuum wouldn't bring peace. It would bring a second Arab Spring and sectarian fragmentation. Global oil prices would skyrocket, supply chains would fracture, and economies from India to Europe would bleed at the grocery store. With America, Russia, and China all holding massive nuclear arsenals, the margin for error is non-existent. Every global power will be forced to choose a side. World War I began with a bullet. A nuclear war might begin with a madman's pride. In this conflict, there are no winners, only the innocent bleed.